Hi, I'm Dave Schroeder. I'm the athletic administrator from Maple Lake High School, and I was chosen as the athletic director of the year for the MnIAAA for 2016.
LD and Janet Schroeder welcomed the second of their three sons, David Kent Schroeder, on June 10, 1958.
I was born in Perham, Minnesota, western part of the state, probably part of the biggest part of God's country in the state.
With three boys in the house, the Schroeders knew the old saying, boys will be boys, very well.
We played what was called sideline football on the streets, and we called it sideline football because you had to get tackled into the snowbank. You didn't want to get tackled into the middle of the street.
Dave attended Perham Elementary and High School. Sports continued to be a big part of his life.
When I got into high school, I played football in the fall, basketball in the winter, and baseball in the spring.
Dave graduated from Perham in 1976. He continued his love of baseball at Concordia College in Moorhead, playing outfielder and DH for the Cobbers.
It was close to home, only about an hour away, but I'm glad I made that choice because I'm glad I'm a Cobber. And we graduated, and it gives you a lot of distinction, I think, around the world.
At one time, Dave considered pursuing a career in business, but his love of competition brought him back to athletics.
Switched my major 3 times, I think, when I was in college, and I finally decided, I said, hey, I'm going to be a teacher. And I knew if you were the head of the program that you could kind of set the tone, and that way I could hire coaches. I know that we're going to be the best for kids, because whatever we can do was best for kids is what we should have been doing our whole lives for sports.
Dave graduated college with a degree in social studies and coaching. He later attended graduate school and earned a degree in community education.
They had a community athletic director's opening in Maple Lake. I applied for it on a whim. I wasn't really looking to move, but I went down there. I guess I impressed them enough for having me come back a couple different times for interviews. They offered me the job, and lo and behold, I've been there 27 years.
All those years at Maple Lake has provided a lot of fond memories, but it's an overall achievement that Dave is most proud of.
Was seeing the teams from our school finally crack that state participant barrier.
Reaching state in several sports rallied an already proud and supportive community to even greater heights. Their fans often outnumbered the home team's fans.
I'm so proud of that because the parents have really backed the school, the kids have bought into the systems, and the coaches we have, these kids think they're some of the greatest things in the world.
The character that Dave helped establish came to the forefront during one unfortunate incident.
One time we were out at football practice, and the airport happened to be just up the road from the school, and one of those small planes crashed, and every one of our football players, coaches, took off running through the cornfield down there. They pulled the guy out, and one guy didn't make it. And so these kids got to see some realization here and what happened, but I was so proud of the way our kids just jumped in there to help and went down and tried to get this to help out in this situation. I never knew some of them were that fast.
Dave initially met his wife, Chris, at a dance club in Alexandria, Minnesota. After dropping her off at their home after their first date, Dave ran into some trouble on the way home.
And on my way home, I get over by Parker's Prairie, and there's a huge curve there. I hit a patch of ice and ran in the ditch. I didn't want to call my dad, so I called her, and she drove over in the middle of the night. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:30 in the morning. She came over and picked me up, and it was a good 40 miles from there to where she lived. And her mom put me up on the couch for the night, and that's how it all started. I need to express a bunch of big thank yous to a lot of different people, starting with the MnIAAA and all the athletic directors in the state of Minnesota. Without you and without good ADs that you work with every day, I wouldn't be standing in front of you right here, right now. I want to thank my secretaries over the year. I started up in Newfold in Minnesota at Marshall County Central. My first secretary was Mona Olson. I had her for 3 years. And then I had my secretary Jane Geltz for 26 years at Maple Lake, and we were quite a team. We got a lot of things done, we did things great, And now I've got a new one, Heather Haney, and she is just phenomenal. She keeps me on the ball. I want to thank all the administrators that I've worked for over the years, superintendents and principals. They've allowed me to do my job without much interference. I want to thank all my old coaches from years ago. You guys taught me a lot of different things. I want to thank everybody in Maple Lake for allowing me to be part of their community. And then I want to thank my family, my brothers, Dan and Doug. We competed against each other our whole life doing things, and I think that's the competitive drive that built in all of us, so that we didn't want to take no for an answer. We didn't want to be second place in anything. We wanted to strive to be the best that we could be in all we did. I want to thank my mom and dad. You know, we had to learn something, and we learned discipline, we learned structure, we learned love, and we learned how to take care of each other as a family. And I appreciate that they brought that out to all of us. I want to talk about my immediate family, my daughters, Sam, Nadine, and Brittany. They made me the most proud dad in the world. I could not say enough nice things about my kids. They were good athletes, they were good students, and they're good citizens. And then, of course, my granddaughter, Mara. She has made my life that much better each and every day. And then I can't forget the most important one. Again, last but not least, is my wife, Chris. She is my psychiatrist, my best friend, my confidant, my designated driver, all those things that I need from her. Fashion stylist, you can see. And without her, I never would have got this far. I'm most humbled by this award because I never thought that I would do something like this. I never wanted to be an AD to win awards. I wanted to do, I thought, what would be best for kids and coaches. So thank you very much.